About how the whole thing is unfair, talking to reporters from the press pool. John Roberts is back live on the North Lawn. John, you've been in these things. The president obviously addresses the breaking news at the top here. We'll see that tape momentarily.
Yeah, it's just going to be played out to the pool. As I was on my way back out here to the North Lawn, my colleague from ABC, Cecilia Vega, was reading it out to the pool, and some of the things that we heard were that the president called it a disgraceful situation. I believe that you iterated that, Brett. Also, I have this witch hunt constantly going on. It's an attack on our country, all we stand for. Also called the special counsel, quote, the most conflicted group of people I have ever seen. Again, criticizing the Attorney General Jeff Sessions for recusing himself, taking himself out of the picture here, which led to the appointment of the special counsel. I get a sense, after talking with sources outside the White House who are close to the White House, and now hearing what the president has said about this, that a line has been crossed here with this raid on Michael Cohen's office, his home, and his hotel room, Brett. I really think that there is a sense here that they believe that the Mueller investigation, and the president's beginning to believe that too, that the Mueller investigation is out of control. The president has said several times he wants to sit down with Mueller. Ty Cobb, who is the counsel inside the White House, who is dealing with the Russia investigation and is a liaison between the White House and the special counsel's office, and even one of the president's outside attorneys thought that it would probably be a good idea for him to sit down with the special counsel, thinking that they could maybe bring this thing to a more rapid close, or at least bring it to some sort of satisfactory end. I was also told, you know, what's the alternative? Do they say no and then Mueller subpoenas the president to appear before a grand jury? But I really think that it just in the last couple of hours, things have really changed here, Brett, and that the thinking is leaning against sitting down with Mueller. Basically, no way in HE double hockey sticks should the president sit down in a chair with Robert Mueller.
Yeah, we're moments away from that videotape, John, but we should point out the press pool rotates, and you said ABC is the press pool today, and they just read out some of this. They, at the end of this, and you've been in there, as have I, on these events, you sometimes yell out questions, and this president particularly answers them. I just want to read from the back end, and we'll hear it. Why don't you just fire Mueller? And he says, I think it's a disgrace. Many people have said I should do it. They're finding nothing. That's a big statement. And then asking if he's concerned about what the FBI will find, he says no. I mean, pretty detailed about this, and we want to turn to the videotape that is coming from the press pool. They're just getting out and queuing up this tape. John, stand by if you would, as we get ready to go into the cabinet room where the president is meeting with his national security team.
So I just heard that they broke into the office of one of my personal attorneys, good man, and it's a disgraceful situation. It's a total witch hunt. I've been saying it for a long time. I've wanted to keep it down. We've given, I believe, over 1 million pages worth of documents to the special counsel. They continue to just go forward, and here we are talking about Syria. We're talking about a lot of serious things with the greatest fighting force ever. And I have this witch hunt constantly going on for over 12 months now, and actually much more than that. You could say it was right after I won the nomination it started. And it's a disgrace. It's frankly a real disgrace. It's an attack on our country in a true sense. It's an attack on what we all stand for. So when I saw this and when I heard it like you did, I said that is really now in a whole new level of unfairness. So this has been going on. I saw one of the reporters who is not necessarily a fan of mine, not necessarily very good to me. He said, in effect, that this is ridiculous. This is now getting ridiculous. They found no collusion whatsoever with Russia. The reason they found it is there was no collusion at all. No collusion. This is the most biased group of people. These people have the biggest conflicts of interest I've ever seen. Democrats, all, or just about all, either Democrats or a couple of Republicans that work for President Obama. They're not looking at the other side. They're not looking at the Hillary Clinton horrible things that she did and all of the crimes that were committed. They're not looking at all of the things that happened that everybody is very angry about, I can tell you, from the Republican side, and I think even the independent side. They only keep looking at us. So they find no collusion, and then they go from there and they say, well, let's keep going. And they raid an office of a personal attorney early in the morning. And I think it's a disgrace. So we'll be talking about it more. But this is the most conflicted group of people I've ever seen. The Attorney General made a terrible mistake when he did this and when he recused himself, or he should have certainly let us know if he was going to recuse himself, and we would have put a different Attorney General in. So he made what I consider to be a very terrible mistake for the country. But you'll figure that out. All I can say is, after looking for a long period of time, not even before the special counsel, because it really started just about from the time I won the nomination. And you look at what took place and what happened, and it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. I've been president now for what seems like a lengthy period of time. We've done a fantastic job. We've beaten ISIS. We have just about 100% of the caliphate or the land. Our economy is incredible. The stock market dropped a lot today as soon as they heard the noise of, this nonsense that's going on. It dropped a lot. It was up, way up, and then it dropped quite a bit at the end, a lot. But that we have to go through that. We've had that hanging over us now from the very, very beginning. And yet the other side, they don't even bother looking. And the other side is where there are crimes, and those crimes are obvious. Lies under oath all over the place. Emails that are knocked out, that are acid washed and deleted. Nobody's ever seen. 33,000 emails are deleted after getting a subpoena for Congress. And nobody bothers looking at that. And many, many other things. So I just think it's a disgrace that a thing like this can happen. With all of that being said, we are here.